Welcome to the Ask Jordan podcast, answering your questions about selling on Amazon. Now, in his skivvies, because his wife wears the pants, from Long Island, New York, here's your host, Jordan Malik.
Hello, Amazon sellers. This is the Ask Jordan podcast. You're listening to the 31st episode. It's the middle of summer. We're in the throes of one heck of a summer. I hope you're staying cool. I hope you and your loved ones are safe and happy. If you're listening for the first time, we answer your questions about selling on Amazon. Thank you so much for taking time out. Your calls have been coming in. You're expressing your loyalty. You love the format of the show. I respect that. I respect your listenership. Probably over 30,000 downloads at this point since March 2014. This show is all about you. We answer your questions. I'm here to answer any questions you have about selling on Amazon, give you a little direction or some courage to move forward. I will get to all your questions. Some have already been answered already. Go to askjordan.net. Check them out first. Your question may already be answered. Just kind of scroll down. You'll see the links to all the various episodes. Every episode, we answer a question from you, the listener, about selling on Amazon. Do you want to hear your voice on this podcast by asking a question? Just submit a question by going to askjordan.net. Scroll down, find the details on that. If your question is picked, you will get 7 of my best-selling ebooks worth well over $75, 100% free. Our question today is from a gentleman. I believe his name is Trent, if I'm hearing him correctly, and he's from San Francisco Bay Area. Go ahead, Trent.
Hi, Jordan. This is Trent calling from the San Francisco Bay Area. My business partner and I are just getting started with Amazon FBA, and we really appreciate your podcast. It's a great use of time. Listen, we've got a question about Amazon stores. It looks like every pro seller has a store, and we're wondering how you go about setting up your store, if that's necessary to get started. And if you could please give us some directions for getting that off the ground, please appreciate that. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.
Trent, that's a great question. I know a lot of people have been asking that. The short answer is no. You do not need an Amazon store. So let me just describe a little bit of the difference. Most sellers today, Amazon sellers like you or me, we're selling via FBA. We're one of many merchants that are on the Amazon platform. So, in other words, if I go out and I buy 48 bags of Starbucks coffee at a liquidation center, I send them in to Amazon's fulfillment warehouse, where I am one of many sellers, on Amazon.com that has the advantage of all those people that are online on Amazon.com shopping. I am getting visibility to them by being one of the sellers on Amazon, and myself and 12 other sellers are providing that coffee because we've replenished an item that already exists in the Amazon catalog. And Amazon handles the fulfillment of the orders when they come in. They handle the customer service, and they cut me a percentage of each sale. Having an Amazon store is a different service provided by Amazon. And it's essentially it's almost like you're buying a website from them. And if you wanted to have Trent's, and forgive me if your name's not Trent, but let's say your name was Trent's Coffee, you had trentscoffee.com. Your store, you could have a store using the Amazon store service. You could have your own trentscoffee.com website and sell whatever you want on there, and it's exclusively your own website with your own products. You're not mixed in with other merchants, but you handle the fulfillment of the orders. You select the pricing, etc. The challenge with having your own store versus selling on Amazon via FBA is when you have your own store, you're responsible for getting people to see you, people to find you. That can get very expensive. So if I'm a consumer and I want to buy Starbucks coffee, and you happen to be selling it, I'm probably not going to see you. I'm not going to find you. I'm not going to know your name. I'm not going to know your name of your store is trentscoffee.com. And when I do a search on Google, I'm probably not going to find you. As many other buyers do, I'm going to go to Amazon.com and type in Starbucks coffee, and you're not going to be one of those sellers if you have your own Amazon.com store. If you're an Amazon FBA seller, yes, you'll be one of the merchants selling the coffee on Amazon.com. So I think a lot of people are still stuck with they've been watching, 10, 20 years ago, say 20 years ago when the .com bust happened, everybody had their own e-commerce store. And that's what Amazon.com can provide you if you wish, separate from their fulfillment, their FBA service. But many successful FBA sellers don't have their own store, their own service, Amazon.com. I don't know if it's called Amazon.com stores or what have you. I'll tell you when you would need your own store. Let's say you've just created a new iPhone case that you've mass manufactured, and it's for the new iPhone 6, let's say, or it could be a case for any mobile phone. And you've created this case, but you don't know how you can sell it online direct with your own website, Trent's iPhonecases.com, right? You would be able to go to any provider. Amazon store would be one of them. I think maybe Shopify is another one, or I don't know, GoDaddy's e-commerce storefront is another. You can go to any of those providers and create your own website with your own store and have everything built in that website for you to be able to take orders and fulfill them on your own. So in other words, I'm not recommending you get any store solution, including Amazon store solution, unless you're you're going to be manufacturing your own line of items, and you don't want to be dependent on Amazon FBA alone. You want to have your own e-commerce storefront. You're going to be promoting your own website, and your website's going to be specializing in a product or a line of specific products, and you want to retain more of that income. In other words, if you had the Amazon.com store solution, you wouldn't be paying Amazon the 30 some odd % that you pay now via FBA for them selling one of your items. So I don't have a storefront. I don't have my own line of products. I don't really see a need for it now. Maybe in the future, possibly, but I know companies that are huge that sell everything via Amazon FBA. They don't even have their own web storefront. So I hope that answers your question, Trent. Trent gets all 7 of my ebooks about selling on Amazon and eBay. Trent, just go to AskJordan.net, click on the small envelope icon in the upper right-hand corner of the page. Send me an email so I know where to send your ebooks to. If you, the listener, want a chance to win all 7 of my ebooks, just submit a question to the podcast. And just to do that, go to AskJordan.net, scroll down, and you'll see the directions on how to submit a question. Hey, thanks for listening. This has been the Ask Jordan podcast. We'll see you again in our next episode.